Imagine this. You're playing in your backyard on an ordinary Saturday, chasing a ball, when you stumble across something that shouldn't even exist. A doorway not to another room, not to another house, but to another time. That's what happened to Max and his little sister Lila. And the secret they uncovered would take them further than they ever dreamed, and almost cost them everything. It started with a treehouse. At the far edge of their backyard stood an oak so old it seemed to bend under the weight of its own memories. At its crown perched a forgotten wooden treehouse. The planks were gray with age, nails rusting, the ladder broken in places. Their parents always said, "Don't climb it. It's not safe." And for years they listened. But that Saturday afternoon, when Max's soccer ball bounced past the raspberry bushes, rolling beneath the roots, he noticed something strange. The tree wasn't just old. It was glowing. Tiny golden sparks danced across its bark, flickering like trapped fireflies. He rubbed his eyes. The glow was still there. "Lila," he whispered. "Come look." His sister scrambled over, braids bouncing. She froze when she saw it. "It's like it's breathing," she said. Max swallowed. His heart hammered in his chest. "We have to see the treehouse." The ladder creaked dangerously, but they climbed anyway, hand over hand, higher and higher, until they reached the door. Inside, the treehouse smelled of cedar and dust. Cobwebs lined the corners. But in the center of the wooden floor lay something impossible. A lever carved into the planks, etched with swirling stars and moons. And on the wall, hanging crooked, was an old brass clock. Its hands spun wildly, ticking forward and backward, refusing to stop. Lila's voice shook. "What is this?" Max crouched, brushing dust off the lever. His fingers tingled when they touched the wood. He looked at Lila. Only one way to find out. They pulled it together. The clock slammed to a halt. The treehouse shuddered. Leaves swirled outside the window, though no wind blew. Light burst through the cracks, brighter and brighter, until they had to shield their eyes. And then silence. When Max dared to peek, the world outside wasn't their backyard anymore. It was a jungle. Vast, steaming, alive with the cries of parrots and the distant thunder of enormous footsteps. Lila gasped, pointing. Below them, tearing through the trees, was a dinosaur, so huge its head brushed the canopy. Max's breath caught. We were in the past. The ground trembled as a T-Rex roared in the distance, shaking birds from the trees. The siblings scrambled back, hearts pounding, laughter bubbling up despite their fear. The treehouse had become a time machine. The next pull of the lever took them to ancient Egypt. Through the window, the desert stretched golden and endless, the pyramids towering like mountains. Workers hauled massive stones chanting. Camels trudged slowly through the sand. Another spin of the lever carried them forward, far forward, to a future city. Glass towers scraped the clouds, neon lights blazed, and cars flew like silver fish through the air. Robots strolled down glowing streets, their voices mechanical but strangely cheerful. Every pull of the lever was a new adventure. They saw knights charging across green fields, Vikings steering ships through stormy seas, even explorers stepping onto the moon. But not everything they saw was wondrous. Because one night, the lever pulled them somewhere different. Somewhere wrong. They expected to see castles, or spaceships, or jungles. Instead, the window showed a wasteland. The sky was red, the earth cracked and dry. Smoke rose in the distance. Shadows twisted across the horizon, moving like things alive. "What time is this?" Lila whispered. Max shook his head. "I don't know." The tree creaked beneath them. The air pressed heavy on their chests. The clock on the wall ticked slowly now, each sound sharp and final. And then knock. 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 The sound came from below. Max froze. Lila grabbed his arm. Through the cracks in the floor, they saw a hand. Not a child's hand. Not even a person's hand. Long fingers, pale as ash, with too many joints, curled around the ladder. "Max," Lila's voice was barely a breath. Another hand appeared. Then another. Something was climbing. Max leapt for the lever, yanking it down. The treehouse jolted, light flaring again. The creature's clawed fingers inches from the floor, then gone. The siblings collapsed, panting, shaking, as the treehouse steadied. This time it was their backyard again. Safe. Normal. But the glow was gone. The clock had cracked. The lever felt cold, lifeless. Lila's eyes filled with tears. What was that place? Max stared at the broken clock, unease crawling through him. I think it was the future. Our future. They didn't tell anyone what they had seen. But that night, Max dreamed of the hands again, scraping wood, pulling closer. He woke in a sweat, clutching Lila's hand as she slept beside him. Days passed. The treehouse stayed quiet. The lever didn't glow. The clock didn't move. They thought maybe the magic was gone forever. Until one evening, when the sun dipped low and the shadows stretched long, Max climbed up alone. The treehouse smelled different, like smoke, like ash. The cracked clock ticked once. And written across the wall, carved deep into the wood, were 4 words that hadn't been there before. Time always takes back. Max stumbled out, heart racing. He never told Lila. But he knew the truth. The treehouse wasn't finished with them. Not yet. Because time never forgets.